Skyreach. Skyreach is a driving game that asks, what if you could possibly play a driving game the same way you and your brother played toy cars when you were kids? Skyreach is a cool little tech demo of a game that could exist in a neat little time capsule of Steam history. I'm Dark Lord Elliot. First, Skyreach was developed by Rainbow Goat Studio, in which this is their only game on Steam, and released on April 29th, 2016. To play this game is to drive forward with R2, brake or backwards with L2, steer with the left stick, and place tracks with square for left, triangle for middle, and circle for right. These are the only controls needed to play this game, because it was designed to be a tech demo. At the time this driving game came out, I was trying to make a series on YouTube which I called Game Testing, to which I would, test games. I went on Steam and some other websites specifically to get free games, play them for the amusement of others, and give an honest first impression of the game. It worked out in everyone's favor because then the game developers would have a live, unscripted, unedited blind playtester, and the watchers of my videos would get entertainment. Skyreach was one of my first victims, and from the day I downloaded it until June 9th, 2025, I had the same 11 minutes as my only playtime. I played Skyreach probably the week or month it came out in 2016, and was immediately perplexed by the fact that I couldn't figure out how to drive this car. I pressed every single key on my keyboard, expecting the car to drive forward with one of them. Turns out, I was being a bonehead, and for 9 years, I neglected this game due to my own stupidity. See, this game more or less requires a controller, which is odd for a PC game, but back then we didn't have all-in-one drivers for PS3, 4, or 5 controllers. Instead, we had to convert the signals to Xbox before we could use them, or we had to actually have Xbox controllers. Steam certainly has spoiled us today with high-end drivers for free for everyone who plays on Steam. Anyway, only this year, 2025, and only because I bought a second-hand ROG Ally, I actually tried this game again, and it's unlike any other driving game I've ever played. Now you may notice I keep calling this game a driving game as opposed to a racing game, and that's because this is not a racing game. Just because you have a third-person camera pointed at a car, that doesn't make it a racing game. There is incentive to go faster in Skyreach in the form of points, but you aren't racing anyone, nor would you be. This is a game about exploration, building the track you wish to traverse to view the world around you. Think of it like a barren wasteland, but a wasteland that's yours to explore and figure out what to do with. In all honesty, Skyreach isn't the kind of game that you're likely to spend hours upon hours in because it's not as engaging as other games of the driving or racing genres. Though, to mitigate that, Skyreach is free. The ultimate downside of Skyreach is that it's short, and by short, I mean this makes Portal look like a long game. The majority of your time will be spent learning this game's truly bizarre scheme and getting high scores. Skyreach is a beautiful mess of a game that only has 3 levels and 6 achievements total. Skyreach is a fun little excursion that you can play on pretty much anything, but it's just for the fact that the game was designed to be a fun little gem tucked away on the furthest reaches of the internet. I certainly appreciate Skyreach for what it is, and I don't expect more from it at this point. Now, having said all that, this is a good time to reflect on my own behaviors and acknowledge my own growth, both as a content creator and as a gamer. Had I reviewed this game back when it came out, I likely would have scoffed at it and called it names like lazy, trash, or perhaps even a waste of time. None of these truly reflect what the game is, although if I had paid for this, there really isn't that much to pay for, and you get more out of free demos than this game has to offer. So the fact that it is free for everyone is honestly for the best. I'm a very serious kind of person when it comes to games, movies, and other forms of arts. I don't go into anything expecting it to be a certain way other than when it's told to me that will be that way, or that this person is acting in it, or this person directed it. Because of this, I tend to misunderstand certain kinds of humor, specifically absurdities, for idiocy or incompetence, because without context, these 3 words actually have the same definitions. I've likely been too harsh on some things in my life simply because I didn't understand something that I never would have because I wasn't in on the joke from before the beginning. But in that, I've learned and grown. Now, I won't apologize for anything I've said, especially if I was right or right in context, but know that today, I'm still Elliot, just a better version than that 21-year-old that made the first video on Skyreach. I appreciate what this game is going for, and I think it's worth a play, being that it's free, but that's where I'm going to leave this one. Skyreach is not a racing game, and going into it with that expectation is bound to lead to disappointment. So for your own sake, don't do that to yourself. Dark Lord Elliot, we're done here. I I forgot to write the second part of that.